republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
No. That goes with James Arthur Church. Okay. Joyce? Here. Deb? Here. Fred?
Here.
Colleen? Here. Pam? Here. Patty? Here. Okay. Can we get a motion to adopt the agenda?
With a correction, I passed out kind of like minutes, but to me they're a placeholder for the last meeting, just to say who was here and that the meeting was canceled for no quorum. Just so if down the road, that's okay, isn't it? Just to have a placeholder so it's not like shown that it's missing. So I did do that, so it just has, you want to look at it real quick? My ink is going out, so, sorry. It just says who was here, the guests that were here.
So that's, you need a motion for the agenda and then,
Well, because it's not on the agenda,
okay. Okay.
so that's why I said before you adopt the agenda. It's gonna be an addition to.
Need a motion for the agenda? Second?
I'll second.
Joyce?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Need a motion to adopt the minutes for February 10th, 2022?
Second.
That was Deb. Joyce? Yes. Deb? Yes. Fred?
Yes.
Colleen?
Yes.
Pam? Patty? Yes. Okay. Get a motion to authorize to pay the expenses for,
Sorry, can you do the approval of the minutes first?
yeah. Okay. Can I get a motion for the March 10th?
There was no meeting.
I know, I
It
just,
was a meeting.
It's just a formality, it's not a.
Okay.
Joyce? Second?
second.
You, Deb was first.
Oh, Deb was first?
Yeah, Joyce was second. Okay, Joyce?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Fred?
No.
Colleen?
No.
Pam? Patty? Can we get a motion to authorize the payment of the expenses for March 2022?
Motion.
Second?
Okay.
Joyce?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Fred?
What is Sedgwick
It's workers' comp
and Charter Communications?
for the internet at the, up at the top of the hill.
That's monthly?
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't get Spectrum or anybody?
I pay the bills, you'll have to ask somebody else.
Seems like a lot, $184 a month.
Do you know, Tim?
It's commercial, and it is Spectrum. I don't know why they get a different name, but it's Spectrum.
Okay.
Thank you. You said yeah?
Yeah.
Colleen?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Patty?
Yes.
Okay, Okay, can we get approval, a motion for the approval of the financial report for February 2022?
Motion.
Second? Joyce? Joyce?
Yes.
Deb?
Yes.
Fred?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Jamie?
Yes.
And Patty?
Yes.
Can we get the reports for the cemetery?
Find out anything, Dave?
They did. Your cemetery is actually spilled over into the next lot.
That's what I was afraid of.
The lot owned by former Edna Cole, now owned by
Rachel Ellis?
Rachel.
Rachel Ellis. Your cemetery takes up quite a bit of her property. So, some probably have to be done to talk to Miss Ellis to see if she'll. We want to survey off that portion. Here's a map if you want to see it. See if she'd be willing to
So,
survey off and sell or donate that property to the village, because your cemetery takes up quite a bit.
She is interested. Yeah, I think she's gonna donate it, so.
Which part is it, Dave?
See the box that
This
says
right here?
cemetery? That's your property,
And this is,
that is her property. So, yeah.
somebody want to talk to her?
Can we do that?
Have you talked
I
to her?
talked to her about it, yeah,
Alright.
and we've known it's been that way forever, so. She knew it, she brought it to my attention, so.
Okay.
So you have to have a survey done first if she's saying, well, draw up an agreement and have a survey done.
I don't know if they had a survey when they did her, that estate or not, I'll have to find out and see.
That would've been, oh, you mean to carve that out?
No, when they surveyed her, it'd be easier, if they's already surveyed, it'd be easier to get another, survey.
It'd be, yeah, they use the same person to
Yeah.
survey out that,
I don't know if they did or not, I don't know, just, sometimes you have to, sometimes you don't.
but
Culver?
The same.
Light?
yes.
Safety?
Okay, Chief Snee, 21.3 hours. Officer Fitch, 4 hours. Scotty, 64.5. Wilson, 10.4. Mileage, turn 58. Citation summons 1. Assist 3. Activity 32. Car stops 3. Arrest 1. Reports 1. Police report, car 1 is beginning to have transmission issues. We should explore purchasing another vehicle or leasing a new car sometime in the next 6 months to a year.
So why in the last, I don't know how many months, no tickets have been written?
It's been winter, so
No
Gary?
speeding happens in the winter?
I don't think there's been a lot of activity this winter.
Really?
Yeah. Jerry? He's here.
Not in the building.
Really?
he's out.
Yeah, he was out in town.
Do you know when the last tickets were written?
Do I? No, you can answer. Do you, text Jerry and tell him to come to the meeting?
I got a check. It was in the last month.
No, I understand that. Because I complained to Vicky about it, and they started sitting out writing tickets again. But before that, there's no tickets been written for at least 3 months, and I don't know how many months before that. Just curious, and why there was no tickets written. I guess while we're on that, since they've closed the road out there at 603 and 30, semis have been using Washington Street all day today. a lot. So I don't know if you wanna have somebody sit down there every once in a while, or, cause there's a lot of kids playing down there.
A lot. As a matter of fact, that Ben's boy comes so close to the road, he scoots down the hill on his bike and barely makes it to the edge of the yard before he turns.
You talking about the girls down there?
All of the kids. It's scary because people do fly down that road as it is. I'm just dreading a child getting hurt.
You should see the alley behind us where the school bus stops.
And there is speeding in the village. I walk a lot, I see it.
Something else, Fred, maybe we'll check with the county, see if there might be a weight limit on that bridge out there by Brightsville place.
Well,
Where they, you know, if they're,
that's something
where
too.
the Steedies might be able to set and.
That would be, is that your guys' bridge, or is it?
No, that's county.
County?
Well, we have a bridge right there too, though. In town,
Yeah.
culvert, not really a bridge. But I'll videotape that road, and then if there's any damage, we can go back to the state, and they should repair it then.
Well,
We have-
yeah. I'm worried about the
We do on a
kids.
township
I'm
road,
just worried about the kids, yeah.
so if they tear up the roads, we videotape it, or the state actually videotapes it, but we can videotape it and keep it, and then if there's damage done, the state will take care of it.
They only videotape it if it's a local designated detour though. That's been designated as that?
No, but it's still though, if they damage like our roads or anything, we can prove it, they'll take care of it.
Well, I'm just saying they won't videotape it unless it's designated.
But if we ask them to, they will.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they videotaped 1255 and all the other ones, they've already taped them, and so they might even have taped this, I don't know, so. We have a little bit there, so, the county has a little bit, so. They're pretty easy to work with as far as,
Well, there was a couple semis today.
I don't know how they make that turn.
Neither did I. The one at the bridge back there, and the one at the bottom of the hill where that big post is. I don't know how they get out. But it's nice out and them kids are out playing, and now they gotta contend with them trucks, and them trucks aren't gonna stop like a car.
Okay,
Streets, then that,
streets. I didn't go out today, but guess how many potholes I've seen?
I noticed today too.
I don't know what's going on.
I
We're
haven't
getting some
seen it.
sinkholes.
I haven't seen any. But you have?
Well, like little they're not really potholes, we got some sinkholes happening here and there, and I don't know.
Minnesota Street corner,
Oh, I didn't see those.
Just
Those
past-
are on
They're not really,
right behind
Valley Gap.
Phyllis's, there's
I
a
haven't went.
bridge.
I patched a few on the hill already, so,
Okay.
coming down the hill, the real bad ones, so.
Thank you.
Clean the building thing. I need to know what my responsibility is
It's
on
gonna
that.
be getting the gutters clean, the building down. And then you get a roof estimate.
Will there be any money to work with that though?
We'll have to check.
Okay. Because when I was on the streets prior before, there was never any money to do anything. So,
Did you look at the buildings this month?
I went through them, yeah. And they need work, but if we don't have
Yeah.
any money for them.
That building up there needs lights fixed. There's a tree in the back, needs cut. A bunch of trees at the sewer plant should be cut. The grading up there in the maintenance garage needs pulled up, all that grit pulled out of it before it plugs up the drains. Shingles on this place. With the vent pipe up there, I don't know if it's always been over like that, or probably should be looked at. It's had 6 years to get it fixed.
Oh, it's been longer than that.
Now, has the filter in the furnace been changed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Start a list.
Mm-hmm.
One thing at a time.
Can we get a new light bar?
Yes.
Or a new light?
I think we need 2 lights, one over there and one over here. They're like $50 a piece.
And maybe some replacement tiles.
And a clock.
I mean, I know it's romantic, but.
Yeah, well.
Okay. Tim, do you have anything? You already told everybody that. Okay, on the unfinished business. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
On my signs. I haven't really looked this week because I have a sinus infection and I've been sick, so.
Okay.
But I know North Carolina and Louisiana,
Yeah.
the pole's up, but the sign is tilted. You know, I did notice that.
Okay.
But I will check to make sure all of them are good.
Okay. I need to, see who, when we nominated Fred as council president, according to the Ohio Revised Code, the mayor is the president of council, and Fred would be the pro temp, right? So when the mayor's absent from the village, then the pro temp takes over their duties, right? Okay. So in this last week, we had a meeting that was canceled. I received a text from Fred, and he stated that he was elected president of council, and therefore he felt he could reschedule the council meeting, and that no one had to report to me. He didn't feel that it was appropriate for him to say who was sick, and that I was lucky I was informed. I don't think that that's the way that this should work, and I wasn't contacted by anybody but Fred as to why they weren't attending it, or they weren't attending. I didn't care why they weren't attending, just that they didn't attend. So I need to be notified by the person not coming. I need to be notified, and I need to be notified in the morning, not an hour and a half before the meeting.
What if they don't know?
How do you know?
What if they get sick in the afternoon like you have done?
I told you when you scheduled that meeting, I didn't think I would be able to attend it. But you said
No,
that was
no.
fine.
Before.
Go ahead.
Before.
When was that?
I can look it up.
I only missed one meeting and I was in the hospital.
You and Pam both missed that meeting and you at
Yeah, and I told you that
4:30 in the
meeting
afternoon.
January, that I did not attend that meeting, and you said it didn't matter, you were president of council, you could do it.
And I did it.
Yeah, you did. You had
So-
3 meetings that day.
What's the thing you want? You want us to call you?
All you have to do is text me, I don't care.
Okay.
You.
Like I said,
it's
I
not
told
for
you on
to
the
say.
text.
I don't care.
On the
It's
text,
not
I
for you
told
to
you,
say.
as the president
You said
of
I was
council.
lucky that I was informed. I am the mayor. You are the president of council pro temp. You only take over when I'm not here.
As president of council, I was informed that there wouldn't be enough
Yeah,
people for
well,
a meeting.
That wasn't your
So,
place.
I notified you the way I think I should have notified you.
Yeah.
And guess
People that were
what?
sick,
You
they
still
should-
had a meeting.
Yes, I did.
You made people come in for no meeting.
That's
How
right.
is this supposed to be handled?
What's that?
How does this get handled?
Is Fred supposed to be the one that gets contacted, or do I get contacted?
However you wanna set your policy.
Who sets policy?
Council sets.
That's what I thought.
Council sets policy. But
You don't go by the Ohio Revised Code?
Yeah, we'll do it that way.
hang on.
Okay.
I would think if you're running the meeting that night, you should be notified of, or Amy should be notified,
Yeah,
somebody.
you're the only one that notified her.
I emailed her because I didn't wanna
Right,
travel up here
right.
and waste the village's money.
And I'm sorry, I didn't see that
That's
until
all right.
yesterday.
That's all right. I just I didn't wanna travel up here and waste your
Right.
money for nothing. So that's why I emailed you to let you know what was going on. But I would think that somebody should report either to you or at least Amy to let them know that you're not.
And I did.
In the meantime, we didn't know who wasn't coming.
Right.
I'm
And
trying
it
to
wasn't
figure out, are
appropriate
we
for you
having
to
a
say
meeting
you
or
said
not?
Right.
And you were
Because
lucky
we
that
didn't
were
know who was
informed.
coming.
No, it wasn't appropriate for you to ask who's sick. What's the
That
matter
isn't
with
what
them?
the text said, is it?
I don't remember exactly, but this is a job. And
That's
if
right.
you,
We're
if you
supposed
were
to be
going
working
to a
together.
job in town, you don't have your mom, your boyfriend, your husband, your wife call you off. You call yourself off when you're not gonna go to something. So I think it's appropriate that whomever is sick, they should say, I'm not gonna be at the meeting.
I would-
That's my opinion.
Council want to set policy?
I mean, I'll give you an example, or on the school board, if we're sick, we're supposed to notify the superintendent, she's the person in charge of that meeting. I would think it'd be appropriate at least to either notify Vicky or at least Amy of not being there, so that they can then notify everybody else. Either that or have a group text so that everybody.
We did.
We have a group text, but we still didn't know who all was gonna show up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, I don't think that's important, who's not gonna show up. Just so we
But we didn't
knew,
know if we were gonna have a quorum or not.
Just because you said.
oh, just because I
You were
said.
speaking for Patty?
Okay.
Okay.
I tried to do what I thought was right by being the president of council. I informed the mayor. So she could call off the meeting so people wouldn't have to drive here unnecessarily. If you want notified, I'm fine with that.
I'm notified.
Okay.
Okay. Now, there's a hearing to remove Mrs. Amos. And I gave you guys all copies of the Ohio Revised Code. And I don't believe that, according to the Ohio Revised Code, that the proper procedures were followed and the charges are valid.
I believe they were.
Mr. Hunter?
I think you sent me this in an email, and I didn't get any more information on whether she was notified of the charges, how she was notified.
Yes, at the meeting.
At the
Colleen
meeting,
charged her.
I charged,
Okay,
and I read it word for word.
okay.
Amy has a copy of what was read and the charges.
So she was served with it at the meeting?
Yes.
so it
Yep.
was- Hang on.
Okay.
See, was
Can
she,
I give you a copy of it?
was she served with a copy of the complaints against her?
No.
And give her notice that at the next meeting, there would be a hearing on whether to expel her from council or not?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I got a video of the meeting, so.
They suspended her at that first meeting, just like they did it when they tried to do that to me.
And I don't know
They
that
told
I
me
have
they
that.
can't do that with me.
Well, I wasn't here.
Right.
So I can't say whether proper procedure was issued or not. If she was given a copy and notified, then.
So any council member can charge any council member with malfeasance,
It
misconduct?
could be brought by a council person, yeah. Or it could be brought by you. I mean, it could be brought by,
I don't believe she was served because I remember Colleen reading it out and I asked for a copy to put with my records and she gave me that copy, so I don't think one was given. I might be mistaken, but I don't believe one was given to Joyce.
if not, then a copy of the complaint should be served upon her and given her notice so that she can prepare and be prepared for
Easy enough,
hearing.
would you like me to read the charges?
Mr.
again?
Hunter, I have, at the February meeting, she said she couldn't prepare, or couldn't come to the meeting because she wasn't
That's
prepared.
because she was investigating.
Right, so to me,
So she was
she
notified.
was notified and she understood what was going on.
Yeah, 'cause
She
you
needed to
suspended
prepare
her
for
in
legal
the
counsel. She needed legal counsel.
meeting. Right, but she needed to see if this was the proper.
Do you have a
way.
copy of that, Amy?
I don't with me, I didn't know that I was gonna need it.
Is there a copy here? Here, Dave.
I think that if that's interviewing the charges there, other charges need to be looked into too.
So is the question whether she was properly served or whether,
Both, all
or
of it,
whether
the whole thing
she's
is
been
in
given
question.
notice?
Because the Board of Elections also says that to remove someone, you have to file a petition. You have to get the signatures
No,
and,
The council
file
is
everything on
the-
Fees for it.
no.
The council is the
Because
judge of their own elections.
32.008 of your basic code says that legislative authority determines its own rules, keeps a journal of proceedings, may punish or expel any member of it for disorderly conduct or violation of its rules, and declare a seat vacant for absence without valid excuse, where the absence continued for 2 months. No expulsion shall take place without the concurrence of 2/3 of all members elected, and until the delinquent member has been notified of the charge against him or her and has had the opportunity to be heard. So if she's been notified,
Notified?
if she's been served with notice, given the opportunity to be heard, then it's up to 2/3 of the remaining members of council to vote whether she should be expelled or not. That's
She
the-
was already, suspended, so you get double jeopardy and like,
she was already suspended.
yeah, they
15
suspended her for
days.
15 days.
When did they do that?
That meeting,
Which meeting? The February meeting or
Yeah.
January meeting.
it was January?
Yeah.
So what didn't happen in February?
right.
But they,
They suspended her for 15 days.
okay,
Which had nothing to do with any meetings. She didn't miss anything. You've done this before, you know how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
so
She did have to miss that.
She did not.
No, she did not.
It wasn't
No.
15 days?
No,
I did not.
30 days is our meeting schedule.
you did not.
No, you had 2 meetings in January, did you not?
Yeah,
The one meeting, yeah.
The 20th,
yeah.
January 20th, and then when was the first meeting in January?
She was served at the first meeting.
I know, when was the first meeting in January? That's what I'm asking. What date?
I have no idea.
We had a second meeting to go over,
The committee stuff.
our
Yeah.
committees.
No, that was the fire,
To the next meeting.
Yeah.
to which meeting? The February meeting?
The committee
So the
meeting.
January meeting would have been the 13th, and we had one week later, so she would not have been able to go to that,
Right.
either one of those meetings on the 20th.
But she went to the February, or could have come to the February meeting.
Does she need to get a lawyer and
Probably,
file
because
suit against?
I move that
Because
we,
It's already a
File
conflict.
suit against who?
I move that we have the
She
hearing.
needs to get a
Vicky.
personal
Oh,
and,
well,
personal lawsuit or against the village, I don't know.
that's up to her.
Right.
I move that we hold the hearing, have a vote on expulsion of Councilman Amos. Second?
Obviously, if
Yes.
it's not done properly, she has recourse outside of council to address that with the courts. They're saying they gave notice, she says she got notice, she wanted a continuance to get counsel,
Right.
so she must have notice of the hearing. And it would have been continued to the next meeting, which is now today, since it didn't happen last week.
I've made my motion. Lena seconded it.
What are the charges exactly?
There's a, she already knows what the charges are. We've already talked about this.
Same as your mouth.
She is allowed to say what she wants. This is her chance, and then we'll take our vote.
So tell her what she's charged with.
Let me read it.
Does council have this in executive session or open forum?
I'd rather not.
Or
Okay.
I think that it needs to be public. We're staying transparent.
It was very public on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very.
As a member of the Village of Mifflin Legislative Authority, we have the right to punish or expel any member of disorderly conduct or violations of its rules according to Ohio Basic Code Section 32.008. Also referenced as Ohio Code Section 731.45. This is Feline. I am charging you with disorderly conduct for the name calling of residents of this village on a Facebook page. I am also charging you with misfeasance for voting on an ordinance, knowing that if you voted for it, you would gain property. That's the alley ordinance. This shall serve as notice of the charge against you. You are entitled to a hearing that will be held at the next scheduled council meeting. The village may also suspend you up to 15 days unless you request a hearing date is extended. In such case, the suspension can be extended up to 30 days. The suspension is to be done by vote, so I am making a motion to vote on your suspension from council. Councilman
Okay,
Feline
and she
Trigg.
requested any evidence against her, she requested copies of that.
Guess what?
It's all
It's public.
Okay, can you say,
Okay.
what was the name called? I don't know.
Battle axe, drunks,
Cat killer.
bitches,
That's what I'm called all the time.
all sorts of.
Oh, yeah, I heard them.
Here was just yesterday on one of my pages. Councilman
You all on
Amos.
the page?
Yeah.
I was defending the.
Yeah, she was on a
I was
page.
thanking Tim for getting it correctly.
So
What I did, I
here's
thanked
what
him.
she had to say yesterday. It takes little education to understand the two words established and founded. So
What's wrong with that?
it takes little education.
It's the truth.
What?
I made my motion. If
Fred, can you repeat it? I didn't hear what you said.
which part?
What was on Facebook that she said?
It takes little education to know the difference. Let me read it.
I'm-
Since we will do it
It
just.
was accusing Vicki, or Tim, of putting up a wrong date on the sign, and the wrong date is not
It takes
wrong.
little education to understand the two words established and founded.
Yeah, that's correct. Learn that in school.
I guess this is your opportunity.
Hold on, wait, go ahead.
Well, this hasn't been
Okay,
voted
sure.
on yet. The motion hasn't been voted on.
To go forward with the hearing?
Yes.
Okay.
Does that need to be done first?
I don't know if we have to have a motion,
Was
do
it
we?
on the agenda?
Yes,
It's on the agenda to go for
Yes.
the hearing? And you've already approved the agenda. so-
yeah. I made a motion to vote for the dismissal. But she has a chance to say what she'd like to say.
Are the right procedures. And I don't think that the procedures were followed the way they
Right.
should be for reasons. And, majority of all the members of the legislative authority of a municipal corporation constitutes a quorum. No, that's not.
I believe this is a council meeting, not the mayor's meeting. If you don't want to say anything, we're going to take a vote.
Well, no, wait a minute.
The
Because
mayor
I-
shall supervise the conduct of all officers of the municipal corporation, inquiring into and examine the grounds of all reasonable complaints against any of the such officers. And cause their
Did you not hear what
violation of
Dave
neglect of
said?
duty to be promptly punished or reported to the property authority. Is that not right?
I was trying to read this. What section you reading?
733.34.
That has nothing to do with the council.
733.34.
has everything to do with the council.
So,
That has to do with the mayor filing charges. You should know that, Vicki,
It
you've
has
done
to
this.
do with the officers of the village. I mean,
Yeah,
those are the clerk, treasurer, fiscal officer,
administrator.
all those people.
That's not the council
So-
person.
I have that you said you wanted to move to hold a meeting for expulsion of Joyce.
Hold a vote.
I have written a meeting, so that's what I have.
Hold
written.
up. Then change it to hold a vote.
When was that?
He just did it,
Oh, from that one.
yeah. He said hold a meeting, so all he's gotta do is,
Okay, 733.35.
I move that we hold an expulsion vote. For the
Yeah,
councilman.
those are
This is the councilman's
the
time
officers.
to say anything if she would like to. If not, we will hold a vote.
May I say something?
Sure.
I think a lot of people are misunderstanding that Joyce is a council person when she made all these remarks on Facebook.
That's right.
Fred has made remarks on Facebook. He was
also an
not a
elected
council
officer.
person.
Yes, he was.
No, it
In
wasn't.
November, you were
No, he
elected.
wasn't.
In December, you were.
He
yes,
has not.
I didn't take no oath yet.
January, Right.
You go
That's
to
right.
Facebook
So
and
you don't
show
have
me.
to act accordingly? You
No,
can do whatever you want.
Pretty
to
much.
them. You still can do whatever you want. You
But
can still
Vicki-
go around to people's houses and tell them what they're doing wrong. You're not a cop.
I'm not
So
a
you go
cop.
and tell people
Oh,
they
you're,
have to move
you're
things?
talking about Rob now.
Yeah, and what about Mike, or
Put-
not Mike,
Put,
Dan having a fire? You went up there and told him.
Dan
that
who?
Animal.
I was talking, can I please finish?
Yes, go ahead. I didn't say nothing to him.
Yeah, you did.
Go ahead.
There's a difference in being angry and a different in being cruel. What Joyce was saying on Facebook was completely cruel. She was saying it to Jessica. She was saying about other people in the village. And as far as the sign goes, it does not match the rest of the signs in the village. Are
That's
you
right.
saying that the rest of the signs are wrong?
Let me explain.
Because you don't need to explain. You have explained many
So
times
you
on
can talk and
Facebook.
I can't, right?
You're interrupting me.
Go ahead.
And you have explained
You asked me a
yourself.
question and I'm saying yes.
Well, fine, but it's wrong.
What is wrong?
It was not established or founded, however you want to say it, in 1814.
Oh,
The
that's,
historians are correct, you are not.
whenever you go into
You can call
a
us
settlement,
unintelligent or whatever you want,
And not educated.
when you,
not
when
educated. Your
you
name calling is not going to
go
affect me.
in a woods and you establish a building, or you want to make a cabin, and then you build a bank, or you build a church,
I
or
understand
whatever,
all that, you're still
that will
wrong.
be the correct date.
Is this,
The 1816.
is this
It was
concerning your hearing?
founded. It was founded,
I don't know,
the buildings.
whatever.
But established means that when you have legal municipalities, then you have a city established. Founding is the settlers coming and building a church or building.
Have you
But
read
when
the
you
other
have-
sign?
Amy, where are you at in our minutes?
And so that's what I was referring to. And
I
that
move
is-
that we take a
that is
vote on
the-
the expulsion.
that's the only, that's where we
I
are.
want David
I need a
to finish.
second.
Okay, then,
I just
Would
have
you-
a
I need
question
a second.
about, if it's a
Second.
council's vote to
Roll call.
do it, then why wasn't all of council at the meeting
Feline
to
just,
get rid of her?
You seconded it?
she
Yes, and only
seconded.
part of the council voted to get rid of Mrs. Amos, but it's the council that's gonna get rid of her. But not all of council
Roll call.
voted on it.
Nobody voted on that.
Roll call.
No, to do this. He
I'm
says
not
it's
doing
a,
that yet, I'm not ready for that.
We're not, we haven't done it yet.
but it was council's
Are you,
way to suspend Joyce for 15 days, but all of council did not get to vote on that.
They don't have to be.
Okay, so we only get to select who gets to do certain things.
No, all of
No,
council
there's
was here.
rules in the
I
book.
bet you not all of council was there.
Yes,
They
yes,
were all here
they
and the
were.
vote was
Two
voted
didn't
too,
vote.
that was
All council was
I
here.
voted.
Pam voted, Joyce
I voted
voted,
Pam
were all
voted for
here. We were all-
expulsion,
We were all
I
here
think.
when it happened.
Yeah.
Unless there was a special meeting. that would-
I'm sure there was,
No.
Who was
there
it?
usually is.
You gonna take the
Okay.
roll call?
Dave was reading, I would like to
Oh.
know what he was reading.
733 doesn't apply because she's not an officer of the village. She's
Okay.
an elected council person, so 731:45 is what applies.
I voted, Lena seconded.
Did you second it?
I sure did.
Have you in
3
full-
times now.
Have you in full?
Shall I
have
speak
you had-
louder?
Yes.
No.
Have you had
Not a
full,
problem.
Speak
instru-
for yourself.
Dave needs to talk.
Dave's trying to talk, can we
Exactly.
listen to what he's saying?
have you had full opportunity to express your side of the?
No, I haven't. Because,
We're waiting. We're waiting.
Because what?
I tried to
I'm
answer
not
the
trying,
question.
I'm not trying to cross examine, I'm just asking if you've had your opportunity, or is there something that you want to present before they vote on the motion?
I believe that this community, through the Facebook, not just, from the time they were off of council, this has went on for a long time. You can go back when he was, on. He has, between both of them, I started noticing the most filthiest mouth on there. And I thought, what do they think they're doing? And so I started bringing out some things that I was watching them do. I've taken videos, I've got pictures, and the one thing that I'm mostly upset is that charges were filed against him through Jerry, the chief of police, for the reports. I have had property damage. I have been told whenever I have property damage, well, you gotta prove the paint that's on your car, you gotta prove this, you gotta prove that. Anytime I would make a report, it's on the police, they've taken pictures. And, I've always said, you gotta prove somebody doing that. Well, you never can prove, other than if you got money to go, copy and test paint on your car, from what you can see, comes from a golf cart with silver paint on it. After I get my car out of the body shop, it's sideswiped with it. I have had I call it mystery. But here's the point. All these charges of what I have got videos of damaging my property went into a criminal thing filed by the chief of police. And then a decision made to modify him from his bail or his fine or whatever.
His bond.
Yeah, to modify that with the judge absolutely saying, I know nothing of this case. I don't know anything of this case. Before there was anything looked into, before they looked at what evidence I had,
Well,
and all of this, yes, I'm against, and I'm talking as a community for people that aren't at the council.
can I explain the bond situation for you? The judge will not review all the facts or hang on. The judge will not review all the facts or the evidence